Hello everyone, good evening. I can see there's already a good few people. The usual bunch, I think there's a few new ones. Berpa, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Joseph, Dirk, Mr. Kosh, Chris, Marvin from Calgary, Wildman, Andreas, everybody's here. Great, deadly. Good to see everybody back for another stream. So hope everybody's had a good week. Mike from Belgium, yes, we're becoming international now, so this is good to see everyone coming back for more. First of all, guys, I wanted to thank everyone for the donation last week. That was really nice from you. Much appreciated all the support you're giving me. So as usual, if you guys want a specific stream, or if you want to fly to be featured in one of the stream or anything like that, just private message me either way on Instagram or Facebook or whenever I look at these things. So Wildman, how you doing? Pentupen, how you doing? Everybody's coming in now. This is all good, ready to go. So the usual, we wait for the room to fill up, and we have our usual little chat. Weather is gone to crap again here. Back to the wind and cold and hailstones and snow and rain and sunshine, but it's March and early April, so it's to be expected here, that kind of weather. The pike were spawning last week. Water was high, water was well up on the fields, but we had a week of dry weather, so the water has dropped back down. So hopefully we're not going to have too many eggs sitting in open air. Aaron, how you doing? Thanks for joining, Aaron. So sorry, swallowed the wrong way. So yes, we are. I haven't been out this week. because the weather was just not really clement to go out. Casey, how you doing? Good to see you. So I kind of retired my boat now for the winter. It's back in the garage and all wrapped up, so I just want to leave it there now, and I just want to come out and get out with the float tubes. But we had a fairly strong winds all week. I think I'm just checking this here. We're back. Yeah, we're back again with Sunday, tomorrow, Sunday. Lots of rain, lots of wind. We're talking about 50 miles wind, about 75 kilometer per hour wind. So it'll be another weekend just, I don't know, tying flies, I guess. So, Pike Fisher, how you doing? Welcome back to the stream. So yes, we're waiting for better weather to go out and make some some new videos. So tonight. Oh, first of all, I didn't do that. I was supposed to do that last week, but it completely slipped my mind. I got this nice little thing from Swift Fly Fishing. This is the new Epic Reel. Yeah, I mean, it's a great little reel. I mean, they do quality rods, so they're not going to do a low quality reel. So the quality of the reel definitely matches the quality of their rods. This is, for the moment, this is the biggest that they do in their range. This is the 7/8. Get it to focus. So this is the 7/8 in black. They do it in a titanium silver as well. Really smooth. Really like the action of it. No complaints so far. I put about, what did I put? I must have put about 60 meters of backing, which is plenty for pike, and fits the 10 weight fly line, no problem. Yeah, I like it. I usually fish the Nautilus CCFX X2 in 810, which are a lot heavier than this one. But for pike, you don't really need a huge drag or a big reel. I kind of like this one, and especially with the new rod, I kind of lengthened the fighting butt on it, so they do balance out really nice. The 7/8, I really like it. So there you go. That's their new reel, and like I said, top quality. The drag is very responsive. Yeah, I really like it. So that's on their website at the moment. They do 2 smaller sizes as well if you want for trout, but that's their biggest one for the moment. They're fully sealed as well. They're saltwater proof, so you can take it saltwater fishing as well, so that's not a problem. Let's see, Wildman. Yes, I do fish from belly boats, and there'll be some videos coming out. I know quite a few have requested to have videos on my setup on belly boats. So I use 2 belly boats. I use a big one when I have easy access to water, I suppose, when I don't have to carry the float tube through fields and muck and drains and barbed wire. I have the big one. I use the Outcast Scout. That'll be my main float tube. I really like it, even when there's wave on the lake and it gets a little bit rough. There's oars on it, so it's a nice and safe tube. And the other one I use is for the moment is the Outcast Fishcat Deluxe 4, I think. It's an older model, but it's a great little float tube if you need to carry it, and if you don't want to be hauling too much weight. It's a great float tube. Thank you, new supporter. Don't know who that is, but whoever it is, thanks for the 2 beers, buddy. Thank you very much. So yeah, I'll be doing 2 separate videos. I'll be doing the first video whenever I take out the big float tube, so you can see how I am on it. How I didn't change much on it. I just added a few extra things. It's Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for the 2 beers, buddy. So yeah, I just added a few Scotty attachments, mainly for the cameras. And that's about it on the big float tube. And the smaller one, it's basically minimum. The least I can carry, the better. So I can reach, because here we do have many lakes that are far from the road. Sometimes it takes a little bit of workout to get to the lake, and then when you get close to the lake, you're confronted with big, heavy reed beds, and of course mucky fields and nice and pit. So Mr. Kosh asking, do you like the Decathlon model? Yes, I done an unboxing of that float tube. They're FLTB5. It's a really good float tube. I mean, there is a lot better float tubes out there, and there's a lot worse float tubes out there, but the Decathlon, for the money they ask and the after sale service that you will get with Decathlon, I don't think you can beat it. No way, nowhere near it. That's why I change all the float tubes here for the guest house with the Decathlon float tubes. And yes, they are best value. I think the guarantee for 2 years. So even if you have a puncture, or if you have one of the bladder that will break, you can go back to your local Decathlon, and they are everywhere now, and they're also online. So if something breaks, if something you're not happy, bring it back, and they're really super fast to change things. It's a big, massive company, and there is no problem for after sale with these guys. Another good thing as well, it is cheap. The replacement, the bladders, I think are only €19 compared to an Outcast. You'll be paying in around 50, 60 euro for a bladder. This is, like I said, there is a lot better float tube out there, but for the value, if you're a newcomer to float tube, or if you don't have enough money to buy yourself a big expensive float tube, the Decathlon one definitely gets my stamp of approval. I really like it. You get the storage compartment. You get 3 detachable boxes as well, so it's quite good. The seat, is the seat stiff enough? Yeah, you can. It's a blow-up seat, but there is a little bit of foam in between the legs. There's a little round thing where you put your 2 legs on either side. It actually kind of adds to the comfort, I find. But blown up to the right pressure, the seat. Yeah, the seat. You're fairly sitting fairly high with it, so it's a comfortable sitting. The only thing, maybe if you're a big guy, I find them a little bit too short at the front. I'd like a little bit more room at the front, especially when we're fly fishing, to have a little bit more room for the line to rest on. The little net that they have at the front is a little bit small, I think, but you can do a DIY job on top of that with a few electric clips or something like that to keep your line in place. That's not a huge issue on the float tube. So yep, for the price that they ask, it is a really good one. Now I was contacted by the guy who actually designed these float tubes, asking me what I thought. So I gave him frankly what I thought about it, and they are actually working on a new one. So there's a new one. I don't know much details about it. I think it's going to be maybe an upgrade from that basic Decathlon one. I think it'll be on sale for next year, I think, because with the COVID and of course it's probably made in China, so I think they have a little bit of delays on that new float tubes, but they kindly, I think normally they are sending one my way, so you guys will have one of the first exclusive look at those new float tubes from Decathlon. I think as well they are working on a new pair of flippers. Their flippers are quite cheap as well. I think they're like 20 euro for the pair of flippers. They float as well. Now again, they are not the best flippers. You can get a lot more efficient flippers, but for the price again, it's really hard to beat. So I was told they are working on a new flipper with a different angle, I think, specially made to create give you some power on both stroke. Either way, when you push up the foot, or when you bring it back, you'll be able. I'm not too sure about the details. I didn't see it. That's all I was told. So I don't want to say any more because I'm not bound to secrecy, but I'm kind of so I need to wait for their green light, and whenever the thing arrive, and I'll definitely be doing a video on that new float tube. I'm actually curious to see what have they done, because obviously they're gonna have to do something better than the first one. Okay. Does it take a lot of adjusting to cast a fly from a belly boat versus from the bank? Not much. If you're confident caster from the bank, you'll have no problem to cast from the belly boat. One thing when you cast from the belly boat is that you don't need to cast far. You are super discreet. We talked on previous streams about that circle of awareness that the fish have, and it's a very, very small one with a float tube. You can approach pike very discreetly, so you do not need to cast the whole fly line out. Unless when you're fishing deep, but that I'll be explaining how to fish long line and catch things short while I fish deep. That'll be another video that I'll be making to explain how I get around that, gain distance for fishing deeper. What else do we have? Dave, I missed you. Pike spawning everywhere on the Cheshire UK canals. Very good. Yeah, I think it's a bit everywhere on that time of the year for them to get busy. So hopefully we'll have a lot of new fish coming out. So I don't. I wear the flippers with stocking foot. So I don't wear the boots. If I can get away with the boots, I usually take my boots off, put it in the back of the float tube, and just put the stocking foot in the flippers. I find it a lot more comfortable than the big boots, because the boots fill with water, so you have extra weight at the end of your feet. So unless you need to work out your quads, leave your shoes on. But if you can do without the boots, if you have breathable waders with removable boots, all the better. And I think it's unless maybe I know some guys keep the boots because they have weak ankles, and then at the end of the day, when you have not too much support on the ankle, it can be a little bit sore. So I know some people keep their boots for that reason. But you can, instead of buying wading boots, you can buy. I've seen quite a good few guys coming here. They used, I think it's a French brand. You probably will find a copy on Decathlon. They're called Patogas. They are rubber sole, but they are canvas. It's like a big 4x4 Converse type of boot, and they are really good for float tube. If you want a light pair of boots for the float tube, this is a really good one to check out. Patogas. They are pretty good. I wonder if let's see, I'll give you a quick look. Hold on. Salut Lolo. Hola buddy, ça fait longtemps qu'on s'est pas vu, hein? Bienvenue Lolo. Hold on, I will try quickly to give you an idea of that look. All right, this is the screen capture. All right, these are the Patogas. They are spelled Pataugas, and these are absolutely great boots. If you want a light pair for your float tube, they are pretty good. They're usually not too expensive. You see there, they are €37. They don't break the bank. You can stab them in the side to let some water out. But I know quite a few of my clients use those as a lightweight boot when you are float tube fishing. So that's a good one to go if you want to. So bientôt Lolo. À l'aise. J'espère. Any suggestion how to store flies when fishing from the bank? Here's use a small box, but not ideal. The roll-up storage, yes, that's the sushi roll from Fish Pond. It's okay, but it's okay for small streamers because I find that when you roll it too tight, it'll squeeze all the streamers together. So it's okay if you use bait fish, fiber bait fish. It's okay. You can use a rolled up one, but big, like voluminous bucktail flies like we're going to tie today are not happy in the rolled up sushi rolls. They get too squished a little bit too much, I think. One thing I used to do as well is use old VHS tapes, the cover of the old VHS. They're kind of hard to get now, but usually when you go in charity shop, you have old in a wee box lost at the back. You buy them for like 20p now because nobody wants VHS. But the cover, the plastic cover, is great. You get a double sticky foam, and off you go. You can carry 5-6 flies in each box. It's a very cheap alternative. If not, the one I use, we'll be doing a Q&A next week anyway, so I can show you the type of box that I use. But that's the one. I usually use the wallet one, or if I'm in the boat, I have some little storage box like from Fox. That's what I use as a box. So you use diving boots above the socks. Yes, they're good too. I've seen quite a few using as well those neoprene kind of surfing boots as well. They're quite good as well. They're light and they're not too heavy to walk. It depends if you're just in a float tube and you're not walking, you don't need really big boots like so. Heriberton, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you again. So okay, we got a good few now. We can start. Tonight we're going to tie a good old classic for me. The VHS box for your lures. Yeah, they're great. The only problem now, they're kind of becoming a collector's item now, so it's very hard to find them. Hey Paddling, how you doing? Welcome back to the stream. So we are going to do tonight, like I said, find the chat again. We are going to do the articulated FlashTails. FlashTails are really good. Good year-round catcher. You can modify them to whatever way you want as well. I'm going to give you a very simple base that I use and that I've been using for a long time, and I haven't changed too much from it. It's still the same one. So all that you're going to need is some flash, some bucktail, a little bit of Congo hair, and some UV polar chenille. This is good stuff as well. It works good as a filler in between the bucktail, and then use whatever predator dubbing that you use. I've been using for quite some time that new BGD from Fly Tires Dungeon. Very nice. It's very similar to the Lolo 5 beers. Thank you, Lolo. Merci beaucoup. Ça fait plaisir. Thanks, Lolo. You're the man. This is quite a good alternative to predator dubbing. You know the price of Fly Tires Dungeon, so you know it's not gonna ruin the bank. These ones, they are fairly cheap. Another thing that I'll be putting as well, I'll be putting a little bit of Angelina hair, a little bit of Flowers Blaze. So we're going to do a kind of a roachy pattern tonight, like, because it works really well here. So let's see. Hopefully everything's working. Let's get, yes, we're on. So usual, we go for the good old Sakuma 545, sorry, the Manta Extra, or whatever hook you like. whatever works for you. 6 knot is usually the good one. Sébastien, salut. Bienvenue sur le stream. Alright. Now, believe it or not, I still have no super glue, but that's a that's a free choice. I will be waiting next month when the shop open and I can get some. But my fly box are filled at the moment, so I don't really need to buy extra super glue. So, okay. Nice thread. Joseph, thank you very much. I'm glad like people still come and watch the stream. It shows that there is an interest, so I'll keep doing it. I don't mind doing it. I enjoy it. It kind of fills my Friday, something to look forward, because I'm not doing much these days. Yes, in Ireland we are still in lockdown, we are still in 5K, and it's starting to be really long now, and people are getting really fed up with it. But that's what we do, and that's what we are, and we can't change anything, so we leave it like that. So, okay, we're going to start a little bit like the other day. We're going to do a base of Wildvan. Thank you very much for the dono. Thank you. We're going to start with a little bit of Congo hair. Like I said, I used to do just any kind of FlashTail. I used to put them with just the flash, but I found that putting a little bit of a stiffer material underneath the flash helps it to not to foul too much around the hook, and it keeps the movement a little bit more stiffer. And like I said last week, we did had a better hook rate once we started putting a little base of Congo underneath the flash compared to just a pure flash on it. So I don't know why, but Dirk, you're on lockdown 3. Yeah, we're all back to square one. It's a year, and all I'm hoping is that here for the summer they can open up. Even if I can't do much work, I'm hoping just to get out of here for a wee while, go along the coast, get the camping gear, and do some pack up the float tube in the car, and go and do some fishing out and about. A bit of sea fishing, a little bit of if I find a lake, I'll be piking or trout or whatever I can find my way. I'll be bringing the cameras with me, so I'll be making little vlogs as I go along. So hopefully we can be a little bit more free of our movements soon, because that 5K is not working. Like, numbers are still the same. So, but we're not going to get into that. All right, we're going, like I said, we're going to make a kind of a roach pattern today. So I like a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple in my flash, and mix with some silver as well. I had some guys as well send me pictures of their flies during the week, which was really nice. I don't mind giving my advice if you tie a fly and you need a little, not criticize, but a little correction, or if you feel that you need to change something. But most that I've seen this week is that you guys can be a little bit more generous with the flash. Flash is fairly light. It's easy to cast, so you're not gonna make a fly that's too difficult to fish and to cast if you have too much flash, but you can't really put too much flash. Pascal, hello all, hello Norbert, j'étais par une bandit. Ok. Tu vas en acheter une? You want to buy a bandit? Oh, by the way, guys, if you ever fancy getting an epic rod, just go on the blog and click on the column on the left hand side. There's a link to the Swift Fly Fishing website. You're not going to pay a penny extra by going via that link, but I'm an affiliated seller on Swift, so I just get a little commission per rod sold. So that's, if you ever want to buy a rod, just go through that link, or like I said, you're not going to pay any more extra, but there's a little bit coming towards my way, so another way to help. Okay, so we got the flash. I'm tying that 75-25 about. Just leave a little bit at the front there. Push it down, wrap it all around the Congo, and that little bit over the front, we're going to wrap that all around bottom, push it down, and all around the fly. Alright, so that's our tail done. As usual, very simple, nothing complicated. So for this, I'm going to do a two-tone. I'm going to do a darker bucktail on the top, and I'm going to do a lighter bucktail for the belly. Alright, so I have a nice grey bucktail here. This is actually quite nice, I like that one. I cannot remember where I found this, but it's a nice, it's nearly a blue-grey. I really like that color. Don't ask me where I got it because I cannot remember. And this one is a light grey, a much lighter one. So we're gonna go with these two colors, one for the back and one for the belly. Pascal, no, sorry buddy, I'm not too sure what you're trying to tell us. You can say it in French, it'll be okay, I can translate. Okay, now we're going to start with the back. A little bit of bucktail. Make sure it's nice and clean. I say nice and clean is always at the base of the bucktail. Make sure that you don't have these fluffy fibers. It's usually worse when you get them right at the back here, especially at the base. You get all that fluff in it. That fluff that you get in it usually can easily cut your thread while you're walking. So now I'm gonna make not too long, but that much. I'm going to put one at the base, 3 loose wraps, and I'm going to singe it a little bit and keep pressure. Just, you don't want these hairs to roll around, okay, because we're doing two colors. If you do just one color, you can just spin that and let it roll all around, but now we're going to try to get a little bit more fancy. So don't use the whole length of the bucktail because we're going to try to taper a bit that fly. So a little bit shorter. Make sure it's all around the base. There you go. Let's see what do I have. I just removed that from the middle. Okay, and keep going. So lighter bucktail at the bottom, and then we go for the top one. We go for that darker gray. J'étais pris par les ligatures d'une des deux bandits. Okay. I'm not too sure still what you mean. Martin, hey from New Jersey. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining. So, just on the top now, put that darker gray, 3 loose wrap, and then we cinch it, press it down, and make sure that we have a nice even spread, and that we have a nice definition between the top and the bottom bucktail. Tidy that up. Okay. Sometimes for bucktail, what I like to do just to make sure that it stays, if you have super glue, put a little bit of super glue on your thread. And then wrap that thread with the super glue into it. And then get a good hold. It's not gonna start spinning on you. Okay. Now we move on to the UV polar chenille. You can use cactus chenille. I used to do it with cactus chenille as well. Eastern Flyer, you managed to get some GSP. Good man. Excellent. Yeah, it's good value. Good value, the GSP. Hard to beat. All right, I'm going to just bring that forward. So that just keeps a little bit of flash in the core of the fly, and it's not going to add weight. Make sure as you go, you untangle them bits and bring it forward, and then we're going to leave a little bit just to finish the front. There you go. Simple. Now we're going to do the first reverse tie. So we're going to reverse tie that bit of bucktail now. So again, we go 2 colors. Put the darker at the front. And I'll put the lighter underneath. JB, salut! Salut JB! Todd, late but made it. That's okay. We didn't do too much. Alright. Bottom part. Usual 1, 2, 3 loose wrap. Make sure it's sitting properly. Then cinch it. And make sure it's sitting properly. That you have the hairs spread all around. I tidy up a little bit that extra bucktail there because we don't want to make it too bulky at the back when we're gonna reverse tie that. So and get the brush in there if you want. Make sure that flash is nice and out. Now I'm going to reverse that bucktail. Get it to shape. Now you can do that with a pen. You have tools to reverse tie. I like just to use my fingers. I have better control. I can squeeze. I can push. And now we're going to build that dam thread at the front. So again, you don't want to catch You don't want to tie over the bucktail, okay? You want to keep that thread just in front, okay? So you have a nice flare, okay? Andreas, thanks for the beer, buddy. Thank you very much. So you build that thread till you're satisfied with the bounce and the openness that you have on your bucktail. That's pretty cool. I'm happy with that. Not going to put any more. I'm going to whip finish this. Tidy it up. Put a wee dot of UV on it. No glue. Use glue. Use glue, of course. I'm cheap at the moment. All right, a little dot of UV resin on this. Leave the whole thing nice and solid. That's it. That's the back and the tail. Very easy. Super light. As you see, there is not too much material in that. So you get that nice, I always forget the name of that. That nice flash. That UV polar flash. You get the two colors of bucktail. You see it's not heavy on bucktail, it's fairly light. You don't want to make it too heavy in bucktail. So be generous with the flash, and don't overdo it with the bucktail at the front. Now we're going to make the shank. If you use store-bought shank, you can use the 35mm from Flyman or whatever you get your shanks. If you make your shank yourself, something around 35mm is just perfect for that size of fly. But once you start making your own shanks, you don't really go back and buy them after, because it's so great to have the freedom of creating just the size of shank that you need. That's about 35, we're going to cut it. As you see, it doesn't take too long to build the shank. This is 0.8 mil. It's a fairly thick one. Especially when you use bucktail, I like to use a fairly thick wire. So like that you get a nice amount of wire to lay the bucktail on, and it'll stop from spinning. Christian, salut! Ah, Lolo, tu peux pêcher ça tout seul. That's right. You can just fish the back. No need to put a head on it, and it'll catch. So, stick the shank, and we go for the head now. Which UV glue do I use? I use the best from eBay, Andreas. This is, if you go on eBay, just put jewelry UV resin. This is used for making homemade jewels and things like that. There's a little mold. You get a hard one, you get a soft one as well, a flexi one. I think the 60-gram bottle, and I have this for quite some time now. I think on eBay that's like 12 or 14 euro. So it's really cheaper than the one sold by other brands, and it works the same. In all fairness, it's not tacky. It dries perfect. Get the proper light as well. UV light I use. They're from eBay as well. As long as you get a 300 and was it 345 or 365 is the strength that you need. And then once you get that, they cost about €6 on eBay, and they give you the same output that the one that costs probably some of them I've seen up to €60. So it's a lot cheaper. And it doesn't smell as well, so I kind of like that one. They've come a long way. UV resin now. Before they used to stink the place. There was fumes and everything when you were curing it. I really didn't like that, but this one it's okay. It doesn't smell. I'm gonna build the head now. Let that dry a bit. And we're going to go again. I'm going to reverse tie some bucktail. Just a wee pinch. No need for too much. You don't want to overdo it. Three loose wraps and start pressing down. Make sure that doesn't roll, so put your finger at the back, squeeze it, make like a dam with your finger so the bucktail doesn't go on this side. Okay, that's free for the lighter color one. Like I said, if you do all in one color, you don't care about that. You don't need to worry about that. But make it a little bit more fancy, this one. Belly. 3 loose wraps and then start singeing it. Okay. Usual. Cut the back. Cleaning up a bit. Pascal, thank you very much. Merci Pascal, c'est gentil. I've been fishing this articulated FlashTail for the best of maybe nearly 10 years now, and it's still part of a very successful fly that I use. It's a very nice, has a lovely hang time as well because of the bucktail. A bit of glue on the thread, and now we're going to start pushing back, making sure that it's all around. That bucktail starting to form now. Pinch it as you go. That's it. And we build the thread in front now. Bring that thread up and down, till you arrive at the nice opening and bounce on that bucktail that you want. Excellent. Now we're going to add a little bit more flash, not too much now, we're just going to get a bit of silver one. Just a few threads, just to get that little bit of extra at the front of the fly. I put about 6 bits of flash here at the front. Just to get that little extra bit of bling. Now we'll go back to the polar flash now. I'm going to bring it forward as well. Make sure not to trap too many of that bucktail. Leave it at the back. Untangle as you go. And we're going to go about halfway to the shank there, to that 35mm shank. I'll leave a bit of room. Untangle that. And we're going to do our last bit of bucktail. Again, reverse tie that at the front. Maybe not as long this time because we're getting back to the head, so don't use the full length. Shorten that a little bit. You see I'm kind of getting a little bit less now. Salut Eric. Yes, Craig, it has a lovely hang time as well, that fly. Nice move from side to side. That articulation really pushed the fly to go kind of jerk style. Put the lighter bucktail at the base. Okay. Tidy that bucktail. And again, bring it back, pinch it, or use whatever tool you like to use when you reverse tie. I like just to pinch, form it, make sure it's spread out all around, build that thread. That's it, very happy with that. Now we're just going to finish covering the head. So to finish the head, it's very simple. I start with your Predator dubbing, whatever dubbing you want. And again, we're going to do two, one for the top, one for the bottom. Be a little bit generous on that one because it needs to cover all the head. So you can pull your dubbing and just get it kind of to all match, all be the same length. And to that dubbing, I'm going to add for the head a little bit of Angelina fibers as well. That's from the same website that you get the that I get my Canicalon. That's on the Cyberlock as well. So we're going to mix that Angelina with the dubbing and have a little bit more flash on the head. Mix that up. I'm going to tie it about 50-50 to the front. Okay, we have it right on top. And we're going to put the bottom part, so I'm going to go like for the big orange one there. Make a big highlight of color on the gills at the front of the fly. There is already a little bit of flash mixed within that Fly Tires Dungeon dubbing. I like to add a little bit more on top. Not especially for the fish, but usually for me, because it makes the fly a little bit more allowed for yourself to see. Sometimes just adding a little bit extra flash on the top of the fly, if you fish with an intermediate or a floating line, it gives you better ability to see that fly if you have a little bit of sun. Okay, now we have the top and the bottom, and we're going to start spreading them out. You can use, instead of dubbing, you can use straight Congo hair if you want. You can use Nayat. You can use how do you call it? Some polar fiber, some craft fur, whatever you want to get that head finished over the bucktail. So before we tie that up, I want to make sure that we have it nice and spread around. If it's not, give it a pinch on the side to bring these fibers together. Let's see if I missed anything. No, Joseph, I haven't gotten to make my own dubbing with yarn. I have some, what is it? I have some clothes filler there that are quite good to make dubbing, but haven't done it with yarn yet. Simply because I don't use too much dubbing, predator dubbing. And I found that the one from Fly Tires Dungeon are just pretty good value for what they are. So Trevor, no, that's a super light fly. That's a fairly light fly to cast. It's very airy. The bucktail is fairly sparse in it. It doesn't hold too much water. I'll put some eyes on that. Then once it gets wet after, those bucktail are gonna get a little bit more tamed as well. Get some eyes. I'm gonna go with the 8mm teddy bear eyes. But no, that leaves you a very easy to cast fly. Again, don't overdo it on the bucktail. You don't want to put too much. This eye doesn't want to stay. Come here. There you go. Same, I do have a video on the articulated FlashTail. It's quite an old one. I basically, the only difference is that I used to put a little bit of Congo hair instead of the predator dubbing, and I used to put just cactus chenille instead of the polar flash chenille. That's the only difference, like, you know, but you can do it any way that you feel like. So that's basically it, guys. Eric, merci beaucoup, c'est gentil. Thanks again, Eric. So, like I say, once that fly is gonna get wet, after you're gonna fish it a little bit, it's gonna become a little bit more tame, that bucktail. But you get the Angelina fiber with the predator dubbing at the front. It's big profile, but like I said, once that's gonna get wet, it's gonna tame all that bucktail a little bit more streamlined. But that's about it. This is an articulated FlashTail. Again, it is very easy to cast because you can see how open it is and how airy it is. There's not too much material to hold on some stuff, so don't worry, Aaron, I will buy super glue at some stage. It's just that I don't tie that many flies at the moment, so I don't need to spend money on super glue. And like I said, at the moment, the only one that I can get, I pay as much for the super glue as I pay for the postage, so that's right, there's the rugby tonight, Scotland, France. I kind of totally passed on the rugby this year. It's just not the same. It's not as much fun when there's nobody in the crowd shouting. I have to get used to that. So So there you go. Yeah, I will be putting that on the blog the next couple of days. We'll be reposting that stream with some extra details, and I will be putting as well the original video of the FlashTail, the articulated FlashTails. So France, Scotland. Yes, we'll see what happens. Ministry of Microfly, thank you very much. Craig, thank you. Pascal, thank you very much, guys. I think everybody is excited to go and check that match, so I'm going to let you guys go. But that's it. This is the guy. Ton of movement and easy to cast. So you know how to tie it now. So off you go. Tie a few articulated FlashTails. Again, feel free to, if you want to make a perch one, gold and green flash and some olive bucktail, you'll have no problem. That will work as well. So thank you very much, guys, for participating again, for joining me to this stream. Thanks for the generous donations. You guys are really awesome. Much appreciated. And I'll see you next week. So next week, yeah, a few guys have asked just to have a chill stream. So we'll do a little hour and it'll be all Q&As. So if you have questions on, well, whatever I'm able to answer, be material, guiding, fishing, lines, float tube or boat or whatever you want to kind of brighten up what you want, just give me a shout next week. And yeah, we'll see you next week for just a nice chill Q&A, have a few beers and that's it. Laurent, Lolo, merci à toi aussi. Bis à tout le monde. Va manger. And thanks again, guys. Been a pleasure again. And again, if you have any ideas of what you want to be featured, give me a shout, send me a message, and there'll be no problem. I enjoy doing this, so it is fine. So see you next week for a Q&A, and have a good week. Thanks again, and goodbye, guys.